Good morning, everybody. Welcome back through installment of Scott Selections here for Thursday, December 29th. For again today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We had a loss in the NBA with the Nets halftime full-time at minus 118 on Fox Bet. Beat a pretty big line move there. Line closed like minus 140. Trae Young was ruled out, so the Nets became pretty huge favorites in that game. And the Nets won, but they did not lead after the first half. We were right about the fourth quarter, and the Nets potentially blowing the cover, so we stayed away from the spread, but the Nets just didn't show up for the second quarter, as the Hawks led at halftime. Either way, look for a bounce back winner here on Thursday. And for today's play today, going to pivot to a bowl game, looking at the Alamo Bowl between Texas and Washington, taking place at around 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this match, we're going to take the underdog in this one. Going to take Washington +3 at minus 105 on DraftKings. Time recording of 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Couple reasons why I like Washington in this spot. First reason, looking at the recent form of each team, Washington definitely ended the season in better form as the Huskies won each of their last 6 games. Very quiet 10-2 season for Washington. They had a very good year. But you're looking at Texas, team was 8-4, pretty good. They had much higher expectations, but Texas did lose a couple of games there at the end, which were close. But that's kind of the story of Texas all season long with Sarkisian. They blew a lot of games that they probably should have won. And I do think if you're going to be laying a field goal, if I have questions about your coach with Sarkisian with leads, I do think that it's not exactly worth laying 3 into this spot with Texas. But you're looking at the Longhorns, and they will be a bit shorthanded at several key positions, mostly running back and linebacker. And Texas, we know the heart and soul of their team was star running back Bijan Robinson, who probably will be a first-round draft pick in the upcoming draft, which tells you how good he is because it's becoming less and less common in the NFL to actually draft running backs in the first round. But Bijan Robinson, easily the best running back in all college football, not even close, had 1,894 total yards and 20 touchdowns. He opted out. He will not. He will not be playing. And backup running back Rashawn Johnson, who had 682 total yards and 6 touchdowns, also opted out. So you're looking at Texas, and they have to use a bunch of unproven commodities in the backfield. With Robinson and Johnson being gone, you're missing roughly 2,600 total yards of offense and 26 touchdowns. That's a really big deal. I'll get to why, besides the obvious counting stats. But they're also going to be missing one of their best linebackers in DeMarvion Overshawn, who had 95 tackles and 4 sacks, the second most on the team in each category. So Texas' defense should be a little bit out of sorts to some degree, and the offense might look really, really just lost throughout a decent portion of this game. But to mention, the reason why they might be totally lost. I talked about the running back stats. That's really important because of the Texas quarterback, which is Quinn Ewers for now. And Quinn Ewers, who really had a tale of two halves so far this season. He was really good early on. He had that great first quarter against Alabama before he got hurt. Then he played pretty well after that, but the last 3 games this season, he really did not play well at all. And Texas succeeded because they leaned more into the ground game. Played against TCU, went 17 of 39 for 171 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 pick. Against Kansas, they scored 55 points in that game. He went 12 for 21 with 1 touchdown and 107 yards. And against Baylor, they scored 38 points. They won that game too. Went 12 of 16 for 194. And he had 0 touchdowns, 0 picks. He sacked 5 times too. So the point is, Texas, when they kind of found their groove offensively at the end of the year, they really leaned into the ground game, and they really didn't let Ewers do anything besides being a game manager. Now you're missing your 2 best running backs. I do think Ewers is going to have to throw the ball a bit more. And based on what we saw at the end of last year, at the end of this season, I mean, it doesn't seem like Sarkisian has much faith in his guy. And I do think when you're going up against the likes of Penix, who had, statistically speaking, one of the best quarterback seasons of anybody, I do think that you'll end up seeing the story of this game being told by the quarterback disparity. I think Washington has a much better starting quarterback in this game with Penix, and I do think you'll end up seeing Ewers struggle throughout portions of this game, which might be able to give Washington a shot at winning the actual matchup. But Washington is at full strength. They have 0 opt-outs whatsoever, 0 transfers. They're ready to roll. And I do think with Texas missing the heart and soul of the offense, their second best running back, and one of their best linebackers with Sarkisian as coach, I don't think they should be laying 3. This line has actually dropped. It opened up at around 4. Now it's down to 3. I think Washington's got a good shot to win this game, and I think that getting 3 here in what looks like a coin flip is definitely a solid choice. So the play that I once again here for Thursday, December 29th, is going to be on Washington +3 at minus 105 on DraftKings. Bye, everyone.